Good morning, everyone. This is Commissioner Scar. Today is Tuesday, January 21st, 2025, and we'll call this meeting to order at 8 a.m. As a reminder, our call-in number is 1-971-254-3149, conference ID 866-914-607#. Before we get started, I'd like to remind everyone to mute their phone. You can do this by pressing *6. Please unmute yourself when called to speak. Again, pressing *6. It is very important for all others to remain muted. Thank you. Okay, well, I'm going to start with the Board of Commissioners roll call. Commissioner Fournier, are you with us?
I am with you. Good morning.
Good morning. And Commissioner Bell?
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, we will do as we always do and start with Adventist Health Tillamook and Eric Swanson.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning.
13 patients in the hospital today. 5 surgery cases scheduled. Ambulance crews did 691 transports yesterday. No transfers, 1 transfer home. 191 patients boarding in emergency departments across Oregon. That's 1 less than yesterday. 349 discharge delays, 3 more than yesterday. Just as a reminder, the month of February is Heart Month, and we start Heart Month with our annual Art for the Heart show at the North County Recreation District. So Sunday, February 2nd from 1 to 3 p.m., we'll have the artist reception, and it's a great time to come up and look at the great art. You get to vote on who you'd like to win, and there'll be some music and some great treats up at NCRD on February 2nd to start Heart Month. The other thing I want to tell you is did get some information from DCI this week that they are continuing to work through the jump through the hoops with the Oregon Health Authority. They're getting closer to getting approved. What they're stuck with is the licensing of the physical plant. This is new regulations since the dialysis center was opened a couple decades ago. So they've got all kinds of hoops to jump through with that, and they're working through it, and they're hopeful that they'll be completed in the next couple of weeks. So continue to pray for that so we can get our dialysis center opened up downstairs. And DCI has been a great partner. They're going to do a great job for our patients and our community. So we're looking forward to that happening. So unless you've got questions for me this morning, I'll go back on mute.
Thank you, Eric. That is all good news, and we definitely have our fingers crossed on the dialysis center opening soon. Any questions for Eric before I let him go? Okay, not hearing any. I'm going to take a quick moment to shout out for the Coastal Caucus. I did not see Senator Weber or Representative Javity this morning on my list of phone numbers, but just in case you're calling in on some other number, are either of you with us today? Okay, I know that things are in full swing down at the Capitol, so I imagine they'll be here when they are able. So with that, we'll move on to the Tillamook County Community Health Center. Ed Colson.
And good morning, Commissioners. Health Department is here with a quick report. Tillamook County Public Health will be at the upcoming Houseless Connect event, providing vaccinations, connection to health services, and information about our dental services. This is going to be on Wednesday, January 29th. Our harm reduction team will also be there providing Narcan training and kits for community members. And that is our report from the Health Department.
Wonderful, thank you. Any questions for Ed? Okay, not hearing any. We will move on. Nehalem Bay Health Center and Pharmacy. Gail, are you with us today? Okay, not hearing any response. We'll move on to Tillamook Family Counseling. Frank Hanna-Williams.
Good morning, Commissioners. Frank Hanna-Williams here, Director of Tillamook Family Counseling Center, Behavioral Health Services for Tillamook County residents. I don't have much of an update for this morning. If you have questions about appointments, questions about any of our programs, interested in having a QPR question, persuade, and refer suicide prevention presentation, parenting supports. Any other questions for the agency, you can reach us at 503-842-8201. And if there are any questions, I'll take them.
Perfect. Thank you, Frank. Any questions for Frank this morning? Okay, not hearing any. We will move on to emergency management. Good morning, Randy. I see you there, Randy.
No,
Randy,
I'm here. It's
there
just
you are.
I have too many screens open, and I had to dig through all of them to find the right one.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I tell you, technology sometimes gets in the way. Anyway, good morning, and it's a chilly morning. Just been checking with the National Weather Service, and it looks like we're going to have those temperatures hovering around 30 degrees for the rest of the week. So just be aware of that, and just be aware of frost on the pumpkin. Well, no, I guess not pumpkin now. Frost on the roadway. So if you're up and about before sunrise, just make sure you drive extremely careful, because those areas of frost can be slick. And I don't know what happened with this January, but no one's predicting any moisture until midweek next week, which is about end of February. So this has been a great January for Tillamook County, I think. So we'll see what February brings. Other thing I wanted to bring up is that Ann, our emergency preparedness coordinator, has been meeting with all the emergency preparedness groups in the county the last few weeks to try to help them out a little bit if they need the help to develop some strategic plans for their volunteer organizations. Just a way they can get together and map out their next 5 years of what they want to do and what they think they could do. So the other thing too is that she's working with the Department of Emergency Management. They have a lady named Althea, and she basically is kind of the person that's over tsunami preparedness and that for the state. And she and a group of her people will bring out what they call a roadshow, and it's kind of a community prep presentation on tsunamis. And they've done it the last few years, but they've kind of missed Tillamook County. They've been north and south. And last year they thought that North Coastal Range was Newport. So I guess the Coastal Range saw. Anyway, sorry. It's set for next week, and still working to try to get a firm date from Althea to set that up. So as soon as she gets that date and time that they'll be here, we will definitely do a media blitz and try to let everybody know. We're trying to get one both in the Tillamook and possibly up in Nehalem at the fire station up there, if everything goes right. So with that, I will turn it back to you and just enjoy the sunshine.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay, boy, we're just whipping right through this today. So I will move us on to the Board of Commissioners. Commissioner Fournier, would you like to start us off this morning?
Well, good morning, everybody. I don't really have much. I did spend 3 days last week at the Association of Oregon Counties County College, or as I like to call it, Commissioner Kindergarten, where I was hoping to pick up and did pick up quite a bit of information about county government and how it all works in the job. And I was there with 18 other newly elected commissioners, which was exciting. It seems like a really good group of people around the state. And other people were there, including there was a treasurer there, public works director, basically anybody new to county government. It's a way of getting you a heads up on how things work, which is very helpful. I'll be going to more of these sessions throughout this year. The good news is we got a grant from the Ford Foundation, so my attendance there is completely paid for with a grant. So that's nice. The county's not fitting the bill for that training, which is fantastic. Other than that, I wasn't here for the 2 meetings that we have with the short-term rental owners. Unfortunately, I was in class at the time, but my phone has been ringing and my emails have been filling up. So I am paying attention, and there's some good conversations and some good points that were brought up. I'm sure that Commissioner Bell is going to expand on that as well. So I'll let her handle that part of it. But yeah, I'm back from County College and looking forward to getting back to work. And that's all I've got.
Wonderful, thank you. Okay, Commissioner Bell.
Good morning. Well, I'll be happy to talk a little bit about the town hall meetings that we hosted for short-term rental and lodging owners and operators. We did that on Thursday night and Saturday morning. On Thursday night, Commissioner Scar was able to join us. Thank you. And I also want to thank Sarah Absher for helping facilitate those meetings, for helping us get out the invitations, and for running the meetings. That was invaluable help. And Nan Devlin, who's a director of Tillamook Coast Visitors Association, was at the meetings with us and provided great background and information about how Tillamook County spends the 70% of the transient lodging tax that we receive. And also recently, former Commissioner Doug Olson was helpful. He and his lovely wife Patty were at both of those meetings, and Doug talked about the history of TLT in Tillamook County, and that was very helpful. So it was, there were a lot of people involved in the town halls, and I'm grateful for their help, and I'm extremely grateful to the community to that community, the industry community, for showing up and talking to us about their fears, their concerns, the problems they're having with their business. There was a lot of eye-opening information. I learned a lot in the process, and there are things for us to talk about, our takeaways as commissioners. We can talk about together in a meeting tomorrow, and it was just very helpful and heartening in the sense of the way that local government is accessible to the community. We reached out and invited people to come, and they did, and they talked to us, and we learned from that. And I thought it was a great process. And just for one of the things that I learned in the process was that a lot of people really don't know anything about transient lodging tax. They may know we receive it, but they don't know how we're limited in spending it. And so I know we've talked about this many times in this call, but I just want to remind folks that by statute, meaning by state law, we are constrained in the way that we spend the transient lodging tax we receive. 30% of it we have discretion over. And currently we spend that 30% on the Tillamook County Roads Department, and that's been the case for 10 years. So when Tillamook County voters passed the tax in 2013, it started in 2014. That group of commissioners made the firm promise to spend the entire 30% over which we have discretion on the roads department because it was so woefully underfunded. So they did that. We have continued doing that. It's a promise. It's important. The roads department needs those funds. So the other 70%, we're limited in the ways we can spend. So the other 70% has to be invested in tourism facilities, tourism promotion, marketing, destination management, etc. So it has to be reinvested into the industry from which it came. And so there are benefits to that, of course. And we've done some amazing things in Tillamook County with that money that we never could have done before, and built some wonderful things that visitors enjoy, but also all of us who live here enjoy. So that money has been a real boon to the community, but we don't have control over how we spend it. So I think there were people frustrated with, well, why do you need more? And part of the reason is that we can only apply 30% of what we take in to government services. So we'll continue. We'll have public hearings on this topic on the 29th. We'll have 2 in the morning at our regular board meeting on the 29th. The board meeting starts at 9. The hearing will start at 10. Our board meeting room is relatively small, so people are invited to join in person, but it could be crowded or remotely. And then on the 29th, again, the same day, we'll have a public hearing in the evening at the Port of Tillamook Bay in the directors, the boardroom. And so that's for people who work during the day, who have something they want to say. They can come and talk to us about it in the evening. And then we have a 3rd hearing scheduled for the 12th. So we will report back and let you know what's happening as this situation progresses. But so far, I'm just really pleased with the public engagement and thankful. So thanks.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. Anything else you wanted to mention today?
No, thank you.
Okay, wonderful. Well, I will chime in and just thank Commissioner Bell for putting together the process for the listenings for the transient lodging tax with our stakeholders. I think that was a really good process. I know I came away with a number of sort of aha moments that I think will really help us do a better job of how we think about transient lodging tax raising and how maybe we can support our industry better, having really heard from them what their concerns and what their challenges are right now. So I look forward to that conversation with my fellow commissioners to digest the information we received and look at our process and our plans and see how we partner with our short-term rental operators and owners as we move this forward. I think what I'm going to focus on is I've been talking forever. We're going to have the Housing Commission presentations for developers that are interested in building housing in Tillamook County. And we had that last week. It was a fabulous day listening to just excited and skilled developers who are wanting to do work in Tillamook County. So it's fabulous. So the recording of that meeting is available if anybody would like to listen to the whole thing on the Community Development website on the Housing Commission webpage. But I will just kind of give you a quick kind of summary of what happened at that meeting. So we heard 8 total presentations, which was exciting, and they varied from everything from 60 units of affordable housing up in Manzanita at the Spruce Point development. Was Manzanita Pines, and they've changed their name. It is Spruce Point. This is a traditional affordable housing development that has funding through the state as well, and it's a development that we provided some funding for in our last cycle. So this is a really exciting one. So we'll look and see if additional funding will help push that over the finish line. We also heard from a workforce housing developer and maker, and they are looking at building 36 units behind the hospital, something that would be called the Tillamook Bay Commons. And this would specifically be not traditional affordable, which means 60% of income, area median income, but this would be workforce, which is between 80 and 120% of area median income. So another great project. These are the same developers that are working on trying to bring a similar project in the Manzanita area, in fact, on an adjacent piece of property to the 60 units I just talked about. So great developers, great concepts, and I'll look forward to the Housing Commission's decisions. So those are pretty traditional. We also had a presentation from Darren Murphy, the North Development Group. Darren is the developer that recently built the Bayside Commons development, which has 25 affordable units. And he is purchasing the former Nehalem Bay house. So I know I've gotten some questions in my email and seen a bunch on Facebook this week about what's happening at the old Nehalem Bay house. It is being remodeled into senior apartments. So this is really exciting. That property had a requirement in on the property itself that it had, at least a portion of it, had to remain affordable and had to remain specifically for seniors. So it's taken quite a while to find the right developer, the right funding, and the right project. But I think that we have it here now, which is exciting. So we have an opportunity also to participate in that as a housing commission. So that was another one of them. We heard from Terry Phillips, who's been doing a ton of work in downtown Tillamook. I'm sure most of you have seen the many storefronts that he has updated. He's currently working on the National Bank building, and that's the building that fronts the 2nd Street Plaza, putting retail on the bottom and wanting to put apartments on the top. So he's moving forward on that project. Again, exciting, an opportunity to get more housing in our downtown core. And one of the things that we know about downtown cores is that when you have people who live there who will patronize your restaurants and your retail stores, it just really creates a whole lot more vitality downtown. So I know that we're moving forward with that. I'm excited about the apartments we funded in a previous cycle, or assisted in funding in a previous cycle, over the building over by the movie theater. So Lisa Griner's work over her dance studio. Those are getting ready to open. These would be a similar model. They would be apartments on top of retail. So that was a great project to hear about. We also heard about a project in Bay City that is still very kind of in its infancy and in its design stages, and that is the McRae property in Bay City. They have been working so hard looking at their options because they have industrial zoning on that property, as well as the opportunity to do some housing. So they are really looking at how to best put that together, and asked us for some funding to help with that sort of pre-development work to determine how to best put housing up there and get it started. So that's an exciting application. We had another application from Rockaway, which we had provided some funding in the last go around for this project, and they're ready to move forward. They got their land use approval on this to put 4 units of housing on top of a commercial kitchen. And it would specifically, in this case, be housing for workforce housing, and specifically for fisheries and agricultural, as well as potentially emergency responders or teachers. So they have a very specific population that they're hoping to make these 4 units available for. So that's another great project. We heard from Sammy's Place about Thompson Springs, which some of you may be familiar with in Nehalem. It is a really exciting project looking at home ownership, and specifically home ownership for individuals with developmental disabilities. So it's a project that would mix the sale of homes for people who have developmental disabilities and people who don't. So creating a mixed community there, but it would use a land trust model, which is really exciting. It's where the land is not owned by the homeowner, but the homeowner buys the house. So when they sell the house, the land stays in the land trust, and the house has a limited amount of appreciation that you can kind of get the benefit of when you sell it. You do get the benefit of appreciation. It is an opportunity for wealth building, but it stays affordable over time because the land itself does not go with the house, and it has the affordability covenant with it that keeps it affordable. So this is a really exciting project. It's been a long time in the making, and just super excited to hopefully to see that one move forward, and hope that our housing commission can be a part of that. And then the last one is one that was proposed in Rockaway. It is a neighborhood that would be full of affordable housing, and I think they've started with the recommendation of about 60 units. It is from a nonprofit who received this land as a donation for a camp. It's B'nai B'rith Men's Camp Association. They have a camp in Lincoln City, and right now they're not wanting to develop a camp in in Tillamook County, but they want to take just a small piece of the property that was donated to them that is properly zoned for housing and create affordable housing, because they can see that need in Tillamook County, and can see that this property would be a good fit for that. So I know I saw some information about this on Facebook this morning, so I'm sure there are people who are curious. So again, you can listen to the recording, hear more about any of those projects, the Housing Commission at their next meeting will be doing their evaluation of the projects and making their recommendations for funding. I will share that there is $400,000 in the pot for funding, and the asks are significantly greater than that. So that, we will not be able to fund everybody's full ask. So it will be a great process for the Housing Commission to really kind of dig through these and decide what's the most important funding that they can apply to help each of these projects. So, and they may not all receive funding. That will again be a decision of the Housing Commission. So exciting work, exciting opportunities. And if you're interested, the Housing Commission meetings are the first Thursday of the month. And if you want to listen to the deliberations of the Housing Commission next month, it'll be in February 1st Thursday, starts at 9:30. You can find the link on the Community Development webpage. So I will stop there and we will move on to our cities. Do I have anyone from the city of Manzanita with us today?
Yes, you do. Good morning, Commissioner Scar. This is Catherine Stock up in Manzanita, and no specific reports today from our town. Very exciting, though, to hear that lineup altogether of everything that's happening with housing at the county. So thank you very much for that, and I hope everyone has a great week. That's it for us.
Thank you, Mayor Stock. Appreciate that. And we appreciate, and I know the developers do the partnership with the city of Manzanita that has been unfolding for that affordable housing complex. So it is very exciting.
Oh, yes, and we'll be talking more about that. Many good things to come yet. Thank you.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay, do I have anyone from the city of Nehalem today? How about the city of Wheeler? Okay, how about Rockaway Beach? I know Mayor McNeely was here, but he thought he might have to jump off. Are you with us, Mayor?
I am. Good morning, Tillamook County.
Good morning.
Charles McNeely. Yeah, it is a good morning. So let me kick this off. We have a special city council meeting scheduled for Thursday, January 23rd at 5 p.m. in the City Hall Council Room for consideration of action related to litigation case number 24. CD 37762. For those who don't know what that is, it was the writ of mandamus brought against the city by Justin McMahon, Daniel Howard, with the active support of Christine Hayes to change how we elect councilors in Rockaway Beach. So just note that meeting is 1 hour earlier than our normal time. I'm excited to announce City Planner Mary Johnson has been tapped to fill the Public Works Director position. Mary's administrative and grant management skills, as well as her in-depth familiarity with upcoming projects, will certainly be appreciated as we move forward. With Superintendent Emerson continuing his role overseeing public works operations and Mary handling administration functions, I think the Rockaway Beach Public Works Department will have a leadership team ready for all that lies ahead for us. Mary Johnson will continue to focus on her planning role through early April or until a new planner is hired. The city is recruiting for a new city planner. We're expecting this to maybe take 2 or 3 months as we want to tap someone who can fill the huge shoes created by just heard about a couple of affordable housing activities in our community that I'm very excited about. Finance Director Marnie Johnston, not to be confused with Mary Johnson, Marnie Johnston has completed the fiscal year 2024 second quarter financial report, and it's posted on our city website on the finance department page. Things continue to go well for our community in the finance area. Talked about the workforce housing project on Anchor Street. Planning Commission did approve a variance request for that project, so it looks like it's been greenlit and we'll move forward. Again, excited about that new housing and mixed use facility being constructed next to the Lions Club. The David's Chair organization has installed their shed and placed their all-terrain track chair last week. With this in place at St. Mary's by the Sea Catholic Church, residents and visitors will soon be able to reserve it at no cost. The last step is training volunteers to assist with the chair rentals. A training session is already scheduled for Thursday, January 23rd at 10:30 a.m. at St. Mary's by the Sea parking lot. Please contact the Rockaway Beach volunteers at 503-604-4131 if you're interested in volunteering to be part of this incredible opportunity in our community. And then my last item is the City Council did prioritize our 5-year strategic plan, and it's available on our website for anyone who's interested in taking a look at where our community wants our city to go over the next 5 years. With that, back to you, Commissioner.
Thank you so much. Appreciate the information. Okay, Garibaldi. Anybody with us today from Garibaldi? Okay, not hearing any. Bay City. I know that I did see City Manager McCall.
Hi, this is Leanne Welch.
Oh, good morning.
How are you today? Yeah.
Good morning, Mayor.
So today, Randy Thorpe talked about Ann, who is helping him with emergency preparedness. So today at 4:30 at City Hall, the Bay City Emergency Volunteers, being Ann leading us through a strategic planning. We're serving pizza today. So all those people in Bay City who want to get involved in Bay City Emergency Volunteers, especially after the horrendous fires in California, maybe people are thinking that they need to figure out how we as a community continue to prepare for emergencies. So that's today at 4:30. And at our last City Council meeting, we discussed the city committees and commissions and liaisons. I know that the commissioners just did the same thing. So the City of Bay City Council would like to encourage citizens to involve themselves with the committees actively working to support our community. So the John Getman Volunteer Service Committee is seeking nominations for Volunteer of the Year. This award recognizes individuals or organizations who have benefited the city through their volunteer time, services, and contributions to the citizens. So you can nominate anybody for that at City Hall. The Planning Commission has 2 vacancies, and the Planning Commission is the city's land use review body overseeing such things as plan reviews, conditional use permits, variances, and zoning issues. And then we also have our TLT committee has 2 vacancies, and the TLT committee reviews tourism-related grant application and advises the City Council on proposed policies for the use of these funds. In fact, the TLT meets monthly and is currently working on recommendations to revise the grant process. So for those people from Bay City, you want to get involved in your city, there's lots of opportunities, and we welcome you. That's my report for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate that. Okay, City of Tillamook, I believe we have Kevin Perkins, City Manager with City of Tillamook with us today. Good morning, Kevin, and welcome.
Good morning. Yeah, I am the interim here and starting my 3rd week here, and I'm just very grateful to Nathan George for leaving such a great staff here at Tillamook. I don't have anything specific right now. I'm still working on getting my hands around all the projects we've got going on. But just a reminder, we will be beginning the recruitment for the city manager here. So if you know folks that are interested, ask them to keep an eye out, and we'll definitely take a look at anybody's applications that come in. And that's all I've got.
Well, thank you. We appreciate you joining us and look forward to having you join us on additional calls. So thank you for being here. Welcome to Tillamook County.
Thank you.
Okay, with that, I'm going to just take one last look. I don't think we had our representative or senator join us, so we will go ahead. Thank KTIL for broadcasting today. Thank everyone for listening, and we will adjourn this meeting at 8:33 a.m. Thank you, everyone.